So today what we're trying to do is we're trying to find the rule. If I give you a table, now the rule is the y equals 2x plus 1, those kind of rules that I was giving you last lesson. So let's just have a quick look back. If I go back to last lesson, this is what we did. We were filling in tables like this. And I would give you a rule, y equals 2x minus 2 there, for example, and we would fill in the table. Now, we always found that when we were subbing things into our calculators, that we could see a pattern happening with our y values, okay? Do you remember, have a look at number 3 here. What was happening with those y values as I went across there? So I went from -8 to -6 to -4. What's happening as I go across?
Going down by 2.
Going up by 2. We're adding on 2 every time. So when you look at a table and you see what it's going up by, that tells you the number that is in front of the x. It's going up by 2. There's the 2. It's in front of the x. What about that other number, the -2? Can you see that in the table somewhere? Where's the -2? Right here, underneath the 0. So whatever is underneath the 0 tells you the number that is on the end of your equation. So let's have a try of these tables that I've given you today. You're always going to be looking for 2 numbers. If I write down the equation in the form y is equal to mx plus b, okay, that's one of the formulas that we use for a straight line. I'll be using it more through this topic. The 2 numbers that we're looking for are the m and the b, okay? The m is always the number that the y values are going up by. Now that is assuming that your x values are always going up by 1s. Okay, if they mix your table up a bit, it doesn't work. But assuming that your x values are always nicely going up by 1 up here, whatever these are going up by is your m. Whatever is underneath the 0 is the b. Okay, so let's try ours. What are these y values as I go across here? What are they going up by? 1. So every time it's like, oh, I plus 1, I plus 1. I plus 1 every time I go across those values there. So that tells me that the m is going to be equal to 1. The b is the number underneath the 0, which is what number? The 9. So b is equal to 9. So the equation of my line is going to be y equals, m is 1, so 1x, plus b, which is 9. Now, if we have a 1 in front of an x, we know our algebra, we don't normally put 1s in front of x's, we would just say x, wouldn't we? So the more simplified way to write it is just to write y equals x plus 9. If you put the 1 there, you're still correct though. All right, let's try again. Second table, have a look at these values here. What are they going up by? Going up by 1 again, so they're all little plus 1s as I go across. So the m is equal to 1. What's the b equal to? The -3, correct. So using the y equals mx plus b, I sub in y equals m is 1, so 1x, or just x, and b is -3. Don't write plus minus, it just becomes a -3. So y equals x minus 3. Done? Let's try again. I'm going to do lots and lots of these today. Have a look at the table. As we go across here, what are they going up by? Yeah, we're plussing 2 every time. So that's the m. m is equal to 2. b is equal to 0. Yeah, this number in here, 0. So subbing into the formula, y equals mx, that's going to be 2x plus 0. Should I write a plus 0? If you're adding nothing, it just means there's nothing there. So it's just y equals 2x, nothing added on the end. All right, one more. Have a look. What are these going up by? 2. So we're plussing 2. So that's m equals 2 again. What's the b equal? The 1. So what's the equation? Y equals 2x plus 1. And that's it. That's all we're doing today. You've got heaps and heaps of these. Starting on page 11, you've got to find the equation for every one of them. A couple of things to remember or think about. If, or in all of these ones, my numbers were always going up. If the numbers happen to be going down, so if they're going down by 2, it would be minus 2, and you could actually have a minus 2 in front of your x. So you can, it's not going to happen very often, but it could come up in once or twice in the questions that you do. All right, okay, so start on page 11 and see how you go.